Hi, my name is Lesley, and my first Fringe was Fringe 2010. And well, I never told anybody this who I volunteered with, but I want to basically tell people now that that year I was homeless and unemployed, and I was living in a shelter at Dundas and Bathurst. And being homeless and living in a shelter is kind of demoralizing, and I kind of lost the person who I was and had very low self-confidence and no self-confidence basically. So between the times of kind of not doing anything, looking for work, looking for a place to live, I decided I wanted to volunteer because to do something and maybe kind of help help me get my self-esteem back. I remember seeing the Fringe Festival advertised every year now, but I'd never lived in the city during the Fringe Festival or I never had time for it. So I thought, I wonder if they need volunteers. So I asked the guy who was putting up, do they need volunteers? And he said, well, here's a website, go online and find out. And so I did. And then, so they replied and they said their orientation and all that. And at the orientation was volunteer coordinators Kelly Strawn, and Dan Daly. And they were just lovely. People to me, they kind of gave me back a sense of humanity. I mean, they were nice to me. They didn't kind of like treat me like I was like a worthless human being, but a person. And what really was surprising and wonderful is that every time I saw them during the Fringe, they remembered my name. And I forget people's names so easily. So it's like, how could they remember my name? I'm one of hundreds of people. How could they remember? But they do. And at the time I started in 2010, I was 48. And for many people, that seems like your life is almost over. But for me, it was like a new life. And it just kind of gave me a second chance at life, and it made me just, what was it, how do you say it? Just kind of embrace life. The people who I met that first year are people I love to this day. And I just thank them for all the kind of kindness they showed me, and not just kindness, but treating me like an equal. So I just say, I'd like to nominate to story that one of the people who was is then and now who continues to kind of give me great conversations and insight into theater is Larry Lubin. Larry Lubin, who was a theater teacher in high school and now retired, but he loves volunteering at all the festivals as well too. And whenever Larry's there, I'm thinking I'm going to have a great time because we're going to have a great conversation. So he's a great guy, and I don't think I'd be doing this if it wasn't for him, because he was the one who encouraged me to volunteer after the festivals at theaters. And so he's always saying, why don't volunteer here? Why don't you volunteer there? So he's encouraging me. So it's like, Larry, I love you. Thank you very much for everything. And donate. I'm donating, so you should too.